I think the next 10 years could potentially be as good as the past 10 years or even better.
How do I make sure to think big? Boy, that's a good question.
Eran, since you have no choice, you need to innovate.
You must look outside, you must look to the United States, to Europe. There's no plan B.
Good morning from Jerusalem, holy city of the world. Today I'm attending the OurCrowd Investor Summit, which has participants from all around the world. Join me and we'll have some fun. OurCrowd is an equity crowdfunding platform based here in Jerusalem that has invested over $1.4 billion into over 200 portfolio companies and 20 funds. They give access to over 40,000 investors from around the world to democratize the idea of startup investing. Today, there's all the startups, their portfolio companies come here, the investors, the corporates, and all of their partners to really see the updates and the latest tech and innovation coming directly from Israel. I'm very excited to be part of it. In this video, I want to give you a taste of the Israeli startup ecosystem, what you can expect from the Global Investor Summit, and the type of people you can meet here. First and foremost, let's watch what John Medved, CEO and founder of OurCrowd, has to say about the next 10 years. He's also the person behind this huge event.
I think the next 10 years could potentially be as good as the past 10 years or even better. It depends on what we are going to do in terms of refocusing our efforts on early stage investment, on leveraging the power of the crowd, and of essentially finding companies that are focused on the real big issues and fighting in the front lines of the challenges facing humanity.
Very interesting how John is trying to stay focused on early stage investing, something to keep in mind. Let's watch 3 people from the Israeli investor and startup ecosystem who will tell us how to make sure to think big and the Israeli mindset.
How do I make sure to think big? Boy, that's a good question. I don't know that I do. I like to think in small incremental steps, and hopefully one good step after another good step after another good step leads to a big stairway to heaven, and it gets very big.
I think Israelis think big because that's what they're trained to do from a young age. They're trained just by the nature of the culture here in Israel. And so from an upbringing standpoint here, from the youngest ages, children are taught to think beyond the box, the 4 corners of a box, to always think beyond what's possible. And that's why they go ahead and create incredible technologies beyond what everyone else believes is possible.
Everything is accelerating so fast. So what excites me is how things are moving at such a rapid pace that you constantly have to innovate. We live in a difficult environment. So the concept in Hebrew is en brera. Since you have no choice, you need to innovate.
Let's watch 3 successful entrepreneurs in all ages and stages of their startups talk about what they believe the future holds for us and how entrepreneurs can leverage this opportunity.
Undervalued tech has everything to do with the third age. People that go beyond a certain age are more and more frequent with us. Aging is much longer now, with so many more people populating the earth. I want to believe that technology will offer them the food to eat and the contents to make them happy.
You can launch a company with a website that you've knocked up yourself, take payments, and raise funds from VCs who have a mindset towards growth, and it's a completely different world to what it was 10 years ago.
My partner and I used to say that it's like the movie The Karate Kid. You don't realize what you're learning until afterwards, and then suddenly when you're painting the fence, you can go ahead and throw that move. And I think that's the most important thing when looking to build a company, is understanding what's the killer app that your technology can be applied to.
Last but not least, let's hear what Biegeleisen, innovation advisor at the Swiss Embassy in Israel, has to say about the Israeli ecosystem. It's always interesting to see what the representative from the government has to say, but watch it yourself.
If you're in Israel, you have an idea, you must look outside, you must look to the United States, to Europe. There's no plan B. I think that what excites me most is seeing companies, for example, like Wix, company that is Israeli, no exits, went IPO, employs almost 3,000 employees, R&D in Israel, headquarters in Israel, and we start to see more of those, like Fiverr, and the list is getting longer.
So we are at the end of OurCrowd Summit 2020, and this room was packed with people, and it was very inspiring to see all of these investors and founders of these very promising startups from Israel. Israel is very close to my heart, and it was really important for me to show you, everybody out there in the world, what Israel has to offer. A special shout out to Hadassah and Estee for making it possible for me to meet with all of these inspiring people, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get to see more videos about startups and venture capital, and I'm hoping to see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.